You're listening to the Platte River Bard.
Hello, and welcome to the Platte River Bard. This is Chris Berger.
And I'm Sherry Berger.
And we are here with the Ralston Community Theatre, and we are here with Jon Flower, and we are also here with Todd Uhrmacher. Thank you both very much. Of course, Jon is the El Presidente of the Ralston Community Theatre, and also currently acting in their production, The Addams Family. And Todd is directing The Addams Family, and he's also director at BLT from time to time, and also recently retired from teaching. Congratulations.
Thank you. As of June 1st. Woohoo!
Wonderful. Can't imagine. So you have traveling that you're going to do?
I do.
Good.
I've got a couple of really good trips planned.
Cool.
So
That's wonderful. That'll be great after this production. So we're in the middle of this one.
Yes, you are one weekend deep into The Addams Family.
3 out of 9.
3 out of 9.
Mm-hmm.
How'd the first weekend go?
Really well.
What do you think? Verdict? Yeah?
Yeah, really
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Pretty happy?
I felt like it was a slam dunk all the way around.
Awesome.
So
Wonderful.
it was fun. Good audiences. Very good audiences.
Very receptive. It was amazing.
Because this is kind of a show of one-liners, and I mean, it's one-liner after another, and the audiences were very smart because they laughed and they laughed a lot. So
They were
that's
listening.
exactly what we were wanting.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's great. And it'll be such a fun run for the actors if they're at that comfort level already. So great.
Now, Jon,
What a
you're
fun
playing Gomez?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mr. Gomez.
That's like the greatest part ever.
I have to say it is quickly climbing its ranks to one of my top 5 favorite roles. It's
And he has a
just been
killer
amazing.
Spanish accent. So.
Oh, where'd you learn that one?
I was joking with Todd a little bit about that. He has me do quite a bit of dialect work in the various shows I've done for him over the years, and I'm just a nerd for doing dialect work. And
Cool.
This was one I went and I have over the time, accumulated some discs and materials, and I've got a couple websites I use, and this accent didn't exist anywhere. So it's just kind of cobbled together, listening to various different things, getting his feedback on what he wanted it to sound like, and we worked together, and I think it ended up pretty well.
It ends up really well.
Is there a sample that you say of something a lot you could say for us today?
Say your opening line.
The intoxicating smell of the graveyard.
Oh, how fun.
Excellent.
Oh, how fun.
Perfect to open the show.
Yeah.
So I'm just reading about the show itself. It's very it's Addams Family, so costumes are
Very specific.
Yeah,
very
it's not
specific.
like, just go grab something from the
Well,
costume.
and as long as the 1960s TV show has been in reruns and all of the Angelica
movies.
Houston, Raul Julia movies, everything is so iconic.
Yeah.
You just can't suddenly have Gomez walk out in a red polka dot suit.
No.
It just isn't going to happen.
No.
Right.
So it was very iconic, but we're very spoiled. We have a spectacular costume designer. So Leah Skarupa Mesger, and she does lots of things around town, but
She's wonderful.
yep, she nailed it.
And you've done quite a bit of costuming in your
I do.
time as
That's
well.
kind of my side gig on
Yeah.
top of directing.
So
So
the two of you together is pretty dynamite.
we're
I'd say.
actually kind of dangerous. So. And even though she's our designer, we still kind of feed off of each other as far as even the productions that I'm directing and she's designing. So
Oh,
it's
fun.
really fun.
Oh, I love the costumes. I do. I'm always a costume crazy person.
Absolutely. Now, there's a lot of kind of production design and production elements in this one as well. There's like kind of special effects type of stuff. And was that fun, interesting, the bane of your existence?
No, it wasn't. I mean, it was just really a lot of fun because the challenge is trying to make it look as effortless as possible. And so it's fun on that aspect. And then we do also kind of cheat a little bit. We have he's still a dad. He's the dad of a former student who happens to be in the show, and he is an engineer, but he's an engineer that also has a theater nerd side to him.
Excellent.
So he got a hold of me early in the process and said, okay, what do you need me to do? And I said, well, how about this and how about this? And of course, he delivered, and it gets applause every night,
Oh,
doesn't
it's
it?
amazing.
Yeah. So,
Torture devices and all kinds of
yeah,
stuff.
torture devices and a rocket on a zip line.
I was going to say, yeah, because at the end,
We've
Uncle
got it.
Fester-
Yep.
We've got
Oh,
it.
wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We were wondering about the special
He zip
effects.
lines all the way to the moon. So,
It's amazing.
yeah,
Holy cow.
And your theater seats 500?
600.
600.
600.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, so as far as the
didn't
Ralston
realize
Community
that.
Theater, you guys share or use the theater with the Ralston High School, yes?
Correct. And that partnership actually started in 1979.
Oh, okay.
The Chamber of Commerce in Ralston has always been really big on the Independence Day celebration and the parade and all that. And when they were still kind of new to the whole process, they decided that they were overlooking the arts portion that they should be doing for the community. So
Right.
they formed Ralston Community Theater.
Cool.
They seeded the money, they started it out, and after a
Wow.
couple of years, they said, hey, it's going fine, let's turn it over. So then it became its own incorporated organization, but we've always had that partnership with the high school even before this facility was built, and in the old facility that was built, way before, we've just always had that partnership, and so it's really great.
Wow.
They're just the most amazing partners for us.
Yeah.
So they make money, it makes money for the school as well.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, okay. All
They're
right.
just very generous to let us use their
Oh, okay.
space.
Yeah.
So,
But
yeah.
they're cultivating their students
Yes.
to theater, which is
Yes.
the whole point.
Yeah.
And it's all very, when we look at even just the casting of this show, and it's not a requirement, but 7 of the 10 leads are either Ralston faculty or former Ralston students, and there's 1 Ralston student in it. So, and that isn't, it just truly is the way it
Yep.
just shook itself out.
Yeah.
But it's kind of nice for the community to still get to see that.
I have always been
That is
amazed
nice.
the close relationship between teachers and theater and how many teachers are in
Yeah.
theater. I never
Yes.
knew as a child growing up how many of my teachers were off on the weekends doing something.
Apparently doing theater.
Yes.
And I will say, we do offer scholarships to students here at the high school every year. We donated a cyclorama curtain to the theater 2 years ago, just before COVID. Unfortunately, we were very disappointed. The big opening show for that
Right.
curtain was
We
gonna
literally got the curtain, and 2 weeks later we shut down,
Yeah.
and it just sat in a bag for a year. So,
And so we like to think that there's, benefits to having us up here. When we purchase things, we donate them back, prop wise,
costume wise, because
yeah.
That's great.
because we don't have our own location, they just instantly inherit everything. So it's still a good working arrangement.
Yeah.
Anything
Right.
we buy, they get to have. So
Right.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's so neat. I'm excited. I'm coming to the show. I'm excited.
please do. You'll
Please do.
laugh.
You'll love it.
You'll
Yeah,
laugh.
No, I haven't had a chance to see it. I know I've heard a few of the songs. One of my friends played me a few of the songs, hysterical, but I've never had an opportunity to actually see it. So now, being the president here, you guys do this. Now, what comes next for the community theater after Addams Family is done?
So as far as what comes next, our big push every year, programming wise, is always the summer show. We recently, I guess in my mind it was 3 years ago, but it was really 4 because of COVID. I keep thinking in terms of theater cycles, but 4 years ago we did start a children's programming. So another one of the benefits that we were trying to pour back in, help foster that community aspect. We were working with Ralston elementary students. The school district themselves expanded to the middle school, but we still felt like there was demand for the elementary kids to get involved. And so looking at getting that started back up, but we're still trying to kind of feel out, what's COVID going to look like in the fall, and how do we get back into that in-person environment.
And because we're still very cognizant of the fact that no one under 12 can be vaccinated,
Right.
and that's
Exactly.
the exact target audience of
That's what
our
you-
children's program, so we
Right.
kind of
You might
have to
have to
still be
wait.
careful.
But that is very much something that we're still looking at doing, and really just things like that. We're really actively looking at the community to say, what are the needs artistically in the community, especially Ralston specifically. We try to look at the greater Omaha area, but we're very Ralston focused. The Ralston community is very good to us, and so we want to make sure we're taking care of them in return.
Neat. So the Ralston community, or the Ralston High School, is still probably doing their competitions during the year for
Well,
those.
they don't
Okay.
anymore.
Okay.
We canned that about 2007.
Oh.
There was a big shift, and that's a whole nother podcast and
Oh,
story.
okay. I just wondered
enough.
how they
Right.
integrated together.
But,
to
you
do
know,
those.
we did while we were doing it. We had quite a bit of success. I had
Mm-hmm.
3 state championships and 4 or 5 state runner-ups, and so we were very successful. So it wasn't leaving because of sour grapes. There were other
Yeah.
reasons.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, stuff
Well,
happens.
That
Yes.
happens, but you guys are still doing theater, and how wonderful that is. And
Yeah, it's
offering
still
it
a
to
full
children.
program. They do 4 productions a year.
Wow.
So
Nice.
So how is the COVID protocols for this production right now? Is there any adjustments that you're making?
Yeah, so I mean, it's been something that we've really been having to tackle on an almost weekly basis. It seems like, you know, even just 8 to 9 weeks ago, we thought we had a set of procedures down, and then, you know, as things have gradually gotten more opened up, as people have gotten more and more vaccinated. You know, I will say back of house, we're doing things a little differently. I wouldn't say there's limitations, but we're taking more precautions just to be extra safe, because we're really, you know, forward thinking about wanting to make sure that our staff and our volunteers are all going to leave this with a good experience, leave healthy, and just leave feeling good about the whole process. You know, from a front of house perspective, we've largely just put it back on the patrons to say, do what you're comfortable with. If you want to wear a mask, we support that. If you would like to come in without a mask, we support that also, because we do have a house of 600. You know, we do sell out. It happens.
Okay.
But, you know, typically once a summer. And so for the majority of our houses, we average between 200 to 300.
So
and
they
so
can
there's still
distance a bit.
exactly still
Okay.
plenty of room to spread out.
Yeah.
But back here, you know, we Lysol all the contact surfaces. We are spreading people out into extra dressing rooms just to help keep distance, doing some extra sanitary things with makeup, et cetera. But it really hasn't impacted much.
And we established early on that the cast was comfortable with the fact that if everyone was vaccinated and had their 2 weeks out from the vaccination, they were comfortable with rehearsing and performing without masks or face shields.
Right.
Yeah.
And the cool part about it was when we approached that subject in May, there were only 4 cast members that hadn't completed their vaccinations. Everybody else was. So we required them to wear masks until they were completely out and done.
But it was done.
Yeah.
Neat. So how do you decide on the production from year to year? Is that something that the board decides? Do you have
It's
a
a
team?
painful process.
Because you only get to pick one.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
When you have 14 people on a board of directors and everybody has a strong opinion.
Sure,
Right.
sure,
Do you
sure.
ever
Yeah.
just say, "Look, can we do more than one?"
You know, here's the deal with that. Because we don't have our own permanent home, we really are kind of at the mercy of when this facility is free. And it's not free really from September until May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of, it's a one-hit wonder. We've got to
Yeah.
shoot for the
Yeah.
July time
Summer.
slot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have in years past, and, you know, with varying degrees of success, it really it just depends on if we feel like there's a need for it. And so
Right.
far, at least in the past about probably 5 to 10 years, we just haven't really seen a real strong need for anything like that.
And you know, with 30 amateur venues in this town, nobody needs to throw another season of musicals at anybody. So
But
Fair
what
enough.
if you like the musical?
there's plenty to go see.
so much
There are plenty. Now, just want to real quick to John say congratulations on the recent Y-Art, because you're president of Y-Arts.
Thank you, yeah.
Y-Arts and Arts in Motion
Yeah.
got together, and that was a big thing.
We just
and,
talked to them, yeah.
We just
the
talked
Kims,
to them.
the
and-
2 Kims.
The Kims, yes.
Yep.
And congratulations on that whole thing. That's apparently a great, great merger.
Yeah, thank you. No, it was a really great experience. You know, I started off as president and over here, was serving as treasurer because of my work here at Ralston Community Theatre for Y Arts. And, you know, we had a pretty big leadership change a little over a year ago. And through that changeover, you know, they all kind of approached me to step forward. And so I took over as president there for a term. And, you know, when COVID hit, we weren't really sure what was going to happen. I say that with that merger, we were busier probably during COVID than we would have been otherwise. But it was a wonderful experience. The Arts and Motion folks are great to work with. And, I think that's just the arts community that we have in this town is really supportive of one another.
It is.
And I will point out, just to show you how small this community is,
Yes.
the Kim from Arts in Motion, my student
Oh.
from Grand Island.
Oh, wow.
So
Oh, my gosh.
I was actually in her wedding, so there you
Oh,
go.
how fun.
So it's a small town.
It really is. Yes, I am newish
In
to
a good
this
way.
town, 5 to 6
Oh,
years.
definitely in a good way.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, in a good way. And the more productions I do, it's like, oh, okay. And then now I'm wondering, how have I not met these people yet?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we seem to know all of our friends.
Yep.
It's the funniest thing. But yes, coming up, you have 2 more weekends, 2 full
Weekends, yes.
Yep, 2 full weekends.
of the Addams Family. Really looking forward to that. We got to get to see that.
And then Todd is off to BLT after this.
I'm costuming big at
Oh,
BLT
and they're
right
just
now.
doing the auditions now, right?
Yes, they're just getting ready to do the
Yeah.
auditions, and then later in the season, I'm directing Grease
Wow.
Oh,
So much for
wow.
retirement.
and costuming it. So
Yeah.
I'm doing both.
It's a good thing you
Costuming is
retired
hard.
then.
Yeah, I know. The best part is I just don't have to grade papers anymore.
Oh, there you
so
go.
Yeah.
There's always a plus.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
How fun.
after Gomez, what's next?
I'm fortunate enough. I'm directing Bellevue Little Theater's murder mystery slot this year, so I'll be directing that in the December-January timeframe. Very much looking forward to that. I've done quite a bit of acting for Todd in that time slot and have the opportunity to direct this year. Other than that, for me, my wife's getting ready to start grad school. I'm finishing up a certificate program, trying to wind down things at Y Arts for my part, and I think I might, be just taking care of that for the time being.
See, are
But
you sure you don't want to put anything else on your plate?
they always give me a hard time that I'm always taking on probably more than I need to, but I
have the
love
same
being
problem.
busy.
Yeah.
Love being busy.
I understand that.
I don't know if I love being busy, but I can't say no sometimes. And I get
I'm
excited
in the
about-
same boat with you.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know that I like always being busy, but boy, I have trouble saying no.
Yeah.
Yeah, boundaries
Probably a
are
little
hard.
bit.
Because
Yeah.
everything sounds great. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah,
And
no,
it's
that
all
sounds
about
cool. Yeah.
and it's all about helping a friend. You know?
Yes.
That's right.
Yep.
Exactly. Well, COVID has kind of taught us to reprioritize a little
Take
bit
care of
on
each
the-
other.
Yes.
on that piece. So
Absolutely.
maybe that's a good
Appreciate
thing.
the stuff that we have and enjoy it while we have it, man.
Yes, absolutely.
But break legs.
Thank you.
2 more weekends. Congratulations on everything, guys.
Thank you.
On everything that's going on. We wish you much luck in the future, and hopefully this won't be the only time we get to talk to you.
Oh,
Yeah,
please
well-
come back.
We'd love to
yeah,
come
we'll
back and
we'll
talk
catch
to
you a little bit earlier next year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Come see us, enjoy some live theater, and
Yes.
feel free to laugh again because it's cathartic, let me tell you.
I think people have
true.
enjoyed that aspect probably more than anything. You just get to sit and laugh for 2.5 hours.
I think I
Nice.
need that.
yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, guys. It's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
And a big thank you once again to Jon Flower and Todd Uhrmacher from Ralston Community Theatre and Break Legs on the Addams Family coming up the next 2 weekends. Those dates will be July 16th, 17th, and 18th. July 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Friday and Saturday, the curtain goes up at 7:30 p.m. And the Sunday matinee performance, the curtain goes up at 2 o'clock. For any more information you need or for tickets, go to ralstoncommunitytheater.org.
Thank you for listening and supporting the arts in the Platte River area and beyond. Please subscribe to our podcast so you are sure to catch all of our future episodes and join us on social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Music for this podcast was used with permission by Screaming Skull Productions. See you next time on the Platte River Bard.